Hello, this is New Hampshire Cross Country, powered by Runners Alley, and this live is brought to you by Demerit Hill Farms. It's been an eventful weekend with a lot of different races and a lot of different people in different places. Tonight we have our teammates here.
Hey guys, I'm Yassine Jakib. I'm a senior at National North.
I'm Luke Kasich. I'm a junior from Co-Brown.
I'm Dawson DeBois. I'm also from Co-Brown, and I'm a senior.
I'm Keegan Pepin from Manchester Central, and I'm a senior.
I'm Emma Krantz. I'm also from Manchester Central, and I'm also a senior.
I'm Ellie Madigan. I'm from Kearsarge, and I'm a senior.
I'm Ed Stoll from Kearsarge, and I'm also a senior.
I'm Jenna Berry, and I'm also a senior.
I'm Madison Hoppler. I'm from Oyster River, and I'm a senior.
I'm Sophie Sullivan. I'm from Oyster River, and I'm a junior.
So to start things off, we have a question for you guys. What do you think the best performance was this weekend? Our pick was actually the Hopkinton girls at Belmont, who took 3rd, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 11th.
I think they have a strong pack, which is really good, especially up front. They have Emma Roth, which is good.
Yeah, and the Stockwell sisters are pretty tight within there, and they all look strong moving into champs.
All right. All right, Dawson and I, best performance of the weekend was Landon Valancourt's 1641 on a very tough course that is also 142 meters long.
That course
had a pretty different pace, which he was able to back up with his race. So yeah.
So our performance of the week was Jake Velasquez's course record of 15:39 at the Wachusett Invitational. So it's a tough course down there, and he just killed it. So
Yeah, he's been having a good season, and it seems like he's only getting better, so we're excited to see what he can do.
And the Keene team in general, they just absolutely crushed everybody down there.
So our performance of the weekend, we said Merrimack Valley at the Thetford Woods Trail Run. They had a really strong performance by the Sophias, had the top New Hampshire finisher, and they got 6th overall. So it was a strong performance by them.
Our picks for the performance of the week was the Oyster River Runners. So Lily Duty was first at the Kennett Invitational, having a speedy time of 19:17.
In the boys' race, Andy O'Brien of Oyster River ran a very impressive race with a time of 16:08, followed by Owen Fleischer with 16:19.
So going right into the girls' rankings. So number 10, we have Kennett, and they won their own invitational, and they won it 4 points over Oyster River. They have a very strong group of girls led by Michaela Dockham and Amy Burton.
So in 9th is Exeter. They're led by Grace Mercier and Annalie McFarland. They were idle this past weekend, but they're a strong team and are very promising.
And coming in at number 8, we have Bedford, who is also idle this weekend, but they're led by Carly Rinko up front. But they also have a really tight pack between their 2nd and 5th runner. They're all right there, so they have a really good pack right now.
Number 7 this week is Co-Brown. They placed 2nd at Battle of the Borders, with Abigail O'Connor winning the race. At full strength, they could be a very strong team.
Yeah. So Addie was actually pulled out of this week's race. Something wasn't right around the 2 mile. So yeah, once they're back at full strength, then they're going to be pretty good. But it was pretty impressive the way that the rest of the team was able to rally around and still have a strong showing against some stiff mass competition.
Number 6 is Concord, who was number 6 last week, so they're pretty consistent. They ran a partial squad at Thetford this past weekend, including Quincy Bulldog, Serena Britos, and Katie McCoy, who all placed extremely well.
Coming in 5th this week is Hopkinton, led by Emma Roth. They won at Belmont with Kearsarge challenging them. And the Stockwell sisters and Anna O'Reilly definitely helped them with that win. They had a pretty tight pack, getting all 7 in the top 15. So looking strong.
And 4th is Keene.
They're led by Michaela Randall, along with Hannah Shepard and Amelia Opsahl. They were idle this past weekend, but they still placed third at Mansion Invite a few weeks ago, so they're a strong team and can maintain their spot this week.
Number 3 is Merrimack Valley. They're led by Sophia Rubinchek and was the top New Hampshire finisher at Thetford, who was third with 19:31. And then Sophia Reynolds is 11th overall with a time of 20:07, leading MV to a 6th place finish overall. And they seemingly have a fifth runner who continues to reach the gap, and they could make the top spot.
Number 2 this week is Bishop Girton. Even though they were idle this weekend, they're led by Caroline Fisher and Caroline Toll. And this week, Caroline Fisher was the hometown hero.
Number 1 this week is Souhegan. So they were number 1 last week, so they stayed really consistent. They raced at Thetford this weekend, but did not have their number 2 and number 3 runners due to the SATs. They were led by Chloe Trudell, who was 4th overall in 1932 and was the 2nd Granite Stater. Overall, Souhegan got 11th, which is extremely impressive, considering that they didn't have their 2nd and 3rd runner, and there was 44 teams. So props to them for having an outstanding performance.
All right, so we're going to kick it off with sleeper teams now.
We're going to say the Alvern girls because they're getting a lot of love in the comments section right now from what I'm seeing on this live chat. So they're our sleeper team this week.
So our sleeper team is the Pinkerton girls. So they're always come around during the championship season for D1s. They're coached really well over there, both boys and girls. So just watch out for them. They'll be strong when it matters.
I think we're going to go with Kearsar. You guys have anything to say about yourselves?
Obviously, we're
and Lily Bear stepping up to 2nd girl this year definitely helped us. And we have a fast group of younger runners coming up, and I think 5th through 7th is starting to look pretty good right now.
I was going to say, you guys had your back half looked really good at Belmont, I thought.
Yeah, we strong.
All right, so our sleeper team is Manchester Central. We've been working really hard these past few weeks despite having our top 2 runners out on injury. So with that, we only had 5 girls race at Thetford, and yet we were still able to place pretty high, close to like Merrimack. And so that was just extremely impressive. Like Emma said, we are missing our top 2 runners. But the top 2 runners, including myself, are hopefully back next week, but we don't know yet.
So our sleeper team is the sleeper team of the century.
Oyster River.
We're awesome. Led by Lily Judy and Olivia Lang and the rest of the squad. And we continue to get healthier and fitter, and soon by the end of the season, we'll definitely be in the rankings.
We haven't raced all together yet, so hopefully when we all do, it's good.
Yep. All right, so now we're going to swing it over to the boys. Kicking off at number 10, we have Bishop Girton, who still ran strong behind Carson Bottomley.
They were at the Battle of the Border, and they had a pretty strong showing. Also, a side note about Battle of the Border, we have confirmed all the questions about the length of the Battle of the Border, and it is confirmed a 5K by the meet director and the man that designed the course.
Okay, so at number 9, we have Wyndham, who was number 10 last week. This is a pretty big deal because this is the first time in history they've been in the New Hampshire top 10. So they've had another great team race led by Rohan Rai at 15:48, which is pretty quick. And they beat BG this week by a solid amount, which caused this flip.
All right, so number 8, we have Nashua North, who was absent from Battle of the Border this weekend. The varsity boys were. However, they did race their JV boys, and they're going to
Wickham next week, led by our own Rory Curran, then followed up by his teammate. So we'll see how they do next weekend at Wickham Invitation.
All right, so number 7 is Winnicott, who was also 7 last week. So they're led up front by Colin Donnelly, who ran 15:38 at Battle of the Border, and he kind of dropped the hammer. Just kind of pulling away from these Co-Brown guys. Kind of gapped him a little bit. But so the team's starting to come together with their 2 and 3, so they should be pretty dangerous towards championship season.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Colin this weekend. He absolutely had a killer race. He really started to pull away from Luke and I around like the 1.5 mile mark, you said.
Yeah, right on the field, he dropped the hammer really hard, but so he kept an honest race. So we had to work our way up to him. So shout out to him.
Yep. And shout out to his 2 and 3 boys.
Oh,
Jack. Again this week. Okay, we got number 6. So coming in at number 6 is Oyster River, who was without Miles Creco this weekend due to SATs, I believe.
Yeah, they were led by juniors Andy O'Brien and Owen Fleischer running 16:08 and 16:19. Was a flat and fast course, but still a really good time. They'll be dangerous once later in the season when they have all of their top runners back in swing.
So at number 5, we have Concord, who was number 5 last week, but they were idle this weekend and didn't run their varsity. But I know they're running Wickham this weekend, and they had a really great meet there last year. So I know they're excited this year. Hopefully, get some good place.
Yep. And then coming in at number 4, we have Pinkerton, who was without the number 2.
Yep, that's Nico Sabilla's little brother from UNH, their number 1 runner. With him, there could have been close to a 5-point difference from the number 2 team at Battle of the Border, which was not Brockton. What was it?
Number 2 this weekend?
No, they were number 3 at Battle of the Border, so they could have pulled up on the number 2 team.
Oh.
But they were led by sophomore Luke Brennan with a pretty good time. He was 16:03, so that's a pretty solid time for Battle of the Border.
Definitely.
So at number 3 is Londonderry, who is there again. So they were idle this weekend at Battle of the Border, racing their JVs. So they're a strong team, really quick up front. They'll be at Manhattan this weekend running a 4K. So there'll be some fast times down there at Vancouver.
All right, and then number 2 was Keene, who really showed out this weekend at the Mount Wachusett Invite down in Mass.
They were led by Jake Velasquez with 15:39. It's actually a pretty tough course, and that time is really impressive.
Yeah, it was actually a course record, so he just absolutely ripped it apart.
Okay. Number 1, yet again, we have Co-Brown. It seems like they're just getting better every single week, led by Dawson, Luke, and Aiden Cox, which seems to switch around quite a bit who the lead runner is, which is always a good thing. Their team average was 15:53 at Battle of the Border, which is just crazy. They beat the Mass number 5 team, and they're now ranked 5th in the Northeast. So go New Hampshire.
Yep.
Alrighty, so I guess we'll start with boys sleeper teams. Luke, who you got?
Our boys sleeper team is Sanborn. They're led by the Khalil brothers. Dylan Khalil should be back soon with his ankle injury, so hopefully we can see him back when the championship portion of the season comes around all healthy to help his younger brother Jared, who has been doing phenomenal this season.
Jared's definitely still holding it down.
Yeah.
I think he got like 6 last week at Blackbird, so he's crushing it right now.
Yeah. Yep. And he was trailing Valancourt this weekend at Belmont the whole race. So shout out to him.
So our boys sleeper team is Hanover, who won the Belmont Invitational pretty convincingly over Messinic. So they always seem to be a pretty strong D2 team.
Our super team, I think we're gonna go with Messina because obviously Landon up front. But Connor Traffy is really starting to come along. He had a great race at Belmont. He ended up coming, I think, was it like 4th place?
Yeah.
But I think they're really gonna start to put things together towards the end of the season.
So we agree with Ed. So we just so obviously Landon had a really good performance at Belmont, but they also won their away meet last week and are still trying to find their footing with 4 new runners in their top 7.
So we don't necessarily have a sleeper team for the Blues, but we think that Oyster should be higher up in the rankings, and we think they could beat Co-Brown by the end of the season.
All right.
Okay, that's a hot take. We'll see how that goes. Okay. All right. So this weekend,
Just kidding.
all right, this weekend, New Hampshire is not going to be in Hampshire, I guess. We're traveling all over the place with teams going to Manhattan as well as Wickham. So, we're going up against some really hard competition. I think it's going to be a great weekend of racing. And, we wish the best of luck to all the New Hampshire teams, and let's go after it.
Yep. If any of you can try to go support any of those Manhattan or Wickham invitations, that would mean the world to those teams competing out there.
Definitely. All right.
Okay.
All right. Questions.
Okay, here are the questions to consider. What was so what are you looking forward to for Manhattan, Wickham, Plymouth, Pelham, 6th region? What are you most looking forward for? Which one of those?
I think for us, it's pretty obvious. We're definitely super excited about Wickham this weekend and to see, how we compare to other pretty good teams in New England. So,
yeah, I'm gonna agree with Dawson on that one. Just not trying to talk about the home team too much, but we have to say that it'll be pretty interesting seeing how that plays out this weekend out against some of the best teams in the country right now.
I'd say we're looking forward to racing at Plymouth because we actually have never raced. So I think it'll be fun to check out the course and the competition, and it'll be fun just to go to a new meet.
Yeah, I'm excited for a new course. Hopefully the girls can put up a strong showing.
Yes, no talk.
I don't think so.
I know National North is super excited for Wickham because we go there like every year and we just have a blast. So we love racing this hard course and hopefully can make a comeback from last year.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty cool to see how all the New Hampshire guys will do in the tough course in Connecticut.
So Central is not racing this weekend.
Yeah, sadly.
First weekend off, but I guess we're excited to see, obviously Wickham is where New England is going to be, so I guess it's exciting to see how all the New Hampshire people do, and it's pretty cool that everyone's going around New England, I guess, so I don't know, Plymouth, Pelham, Manhattan. It's kind of cool. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
All right, so before we go any further, this question is just
Dawson.
right now. Everybody wants to know, Ed, where did you go earlier?
Yeah, my dogs were just upstairs and
okay.
so I was just going to check on them.
All right, so that leads us into our next question. Which individual do you guys think will win Wickham?
I'm going to vote for Rory Curran because I'm
going to second
the guy.
Round of applause.
Wickham.
All right, I'm going to have to say Aiden Puffer, the sophomore stud, who has just been, absolutely crushing it since he was a freshman. So
I did see in his interview from Manchester Invite that's basically his backyard, so that is true. But I think New Hampshire can try to get it done.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see what we can do.
I'm going to go either Aiden Puffer or Gavin Sherry if he's going to be there. So battle.
Sherry's not going to be there.
He's not?
No, he's going to be at Manhattan.
Oh, never mind then. Yeah, Aiden Puffer all the way. That kid's nasty.
Girls. Ooh, okay.
Okay, so who is your pick for the Meet of Champs individual? I'm gonna have to give it to Jake Velasquez as of right now because he's running pretty well on really tough courses, running 15:39 on a really hilly course called. It's literally on a mountain, so that's.
All right, Luke, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. I think Velasquez might come second, but Valancourt as of right now is just killing it. And
Yeah.
you know, he goes all the time, like super hard, and he's always able to back it up with his racing.
Yeah, I gotta go Landon. D3 out here. He's a strong runner. Like you were saying, he just goes out at an insane pace every race.
All right, so Roy, you seem to be pretty upset by that. Do you have anything to say?
I was just about to ask you, Sean, who do you think the MLC's winner going to be?
It's gonna be me.
Oh, okay. That's a hot take. That's a hot take.
Hey, confidence is key. Confidence is key.
He's been killing every workout, you know, murdering it. So he's in crazy good shape, and he'll be dangerous.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
For girls, on the girls' side, I honestly think Caroline Fisher. She's been racing extremely well recently.
Yeah.
And I don't know, she's been having a lot of strong performances, even though they've been idle for a couple weekends. But she's been killing it, so
Yeah.
I think she's going to do really well.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think Caroline Fisher's probably going to win, but Maya Doobie might give her a run for her money.
Oh yeah.
She's a wild.
All right, and then sleeper for the boys for me to change. You guys might have to watch out for one. Now that a certain individual has a strap on his glasses, Zach Plaza from Pinkerton believes that Carter Sylvester might just pop off and crush the ball. So who knows?
His kick the other day at
Oh
Battle of
my
the Border
gosh,
was
you guys need to
insane.
go watch that. It
He
was
left
incredible.
a trail of dust behind
Yeah.
him. He was going so fast.
The guys behind him were choking on it. It was crazy. So all right. Another question we got: who has better hair, Rory or Rohan? They both have a pretty nasty flow going on. Oh yeah, there we go.
I'm gonna say Rory does just because looks better.
Oh
I,
my
I
god.
definitely think so. I think it would look good in like a hockey helmet or a lacrosse helmet like that.
Yeah.
Girls, what do you think about this?
Come on! You guys just giggling? Are you guys like embarrassed or something?
I think
Yeah,
Rory,
you're-
definitely, I would agree under the hockey helmet. I think that's a better flow, and when you're running and like hits your hair back, I think it looks better. Jenna, what do you think?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's all about the flow.
Thank you.
Are you keeping it all season?
Yeah, Rory's wearing a wig.
No, I'm
Great.
If you have to, once he goes to the Naval Academy, he's gonna buzz it right off.
it breaks a lot of people's heart to cut it, so I don't do that. So I noticed in the comments, Nashua South was pretty disappointed in me that I didn't pick them as my sleeper team. I just want to make up for that. Just give them a shout out. You know, they're working hard. See them in the balls every day. You know, they definitely have some potential.
Yeah.
So I see another comment says, anyone from New Hampshire got a chance at New England's for like a win? I'd like to think we do, but New England's pretty big with a lot of good runners. But you know, we'll see what happens. It's a long season.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. So that's it for the week 5 rankings. We're really looking forward to this weekend with Manhattan, Wickham, Plymouth, Pelham, and Lakes region. It's going to be a really good showing for New Hampshire. Make sure to check out the Instagram because Londonderry is doing a takeover. The boys are headed to Manhattan and the girls are heading to Wickham. So it should be a pretty good time watching those stories. Might be pretty interesting. So make sure to check that out. Follow the Instagram. Yep. So good luck, New Hampshire, with all of your meets this week and this weekend.
Go New Hampshire.
Thanks to our teammates for coming in to join us on the live stream today. So, see you later, guys.
Yeah,
Peace.
thank you.
Yeah,
no problem. 422.